insights into that matchup.
Thank you, Riv. I want to roll with Jat's point about mid-series adaptation here because CLG starting down 0-2. We've already hit on it.
Yeah.
Individual misplays. It cannot happen. And in this game, I saw it a lot more from McSmithy.
Yeah, it was really heartbreaking watching Smithy play in this game. The red side pick and ban was good. All right, you took Lulu. We got that Vlad we wanted so much. We got your Sejuani. All right, life's going to be good. But Smithy's Sejuani was heartbreaking. If we have the clip ready, actually, I'd like to pull it up. There's a series of really bad Sedge misplays. So first of all, here is the counter gank top lane. Zion baits it really beautifully. Roll the clip out. Here we go. Try number one. All right, Team Liquid are chasing down. Nas is here. Sejuani's here. Let's turn it around. Whoa! 5.6 just nerfed the crap out of Smithy here, and they don't manage to get much out of it. And I think overall this fight ends up going well for Team Liquid. All right, Dragon fight. This is a big one. Squishy's clumped up. All right, let's go. Oh my God. Okay, well, their backline's not going to die anymore. And this is a fight that still was actually pretty close overall. The Cardinals got like everyone to 10%. Okay, one more time. We catch out, we'll dominate. Hook them in. Cool. Look at that backline. They're all right there. Oh my God. Again, and just over and over and over, the Glacial Prison has like the weakest walls ever, and everyone breaks out of it in a quarter second.
And given the fact that these fights were so close, is what makes it heartbreaking, because if any of those ult lands, turns the fight.
Yeah. Right. And you were talking about this at the very beginning, about strategic depth. What kind of styles can teams play? What can these guys all do? Game 1, CLG brings that split push comp. Game 2, first ban TF. Get off that style, CLG. CLG says, okay, here's a team fight comp. They're good at that too. Strategically, CLG was fine, but individual misplays, right? Like this is what's happening is when it comes down to game time, it's how you actually play the game. I think CLG are still strategically in the right place. Their comps are still sound, but it's players on game day not performing how they should.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where when you talk about a player who's really good, but then in the moment they can't step up. And I want to talk about the flip of that, because Phoenix.
Yeah.
Everybody's been talking about him being the best player in scrims, and then he doesn't show up. And he's actually shown up a ton today. His performances on both Urgot and Corki were really good, and they're both different. Like, Corki's a little different build now than what we've been seeing before. So the 5-6 patch has been treating him really well, and he's actually having kind of his debut performance here in the LCS.
Yeah, and you're talking about players showing up in game day. Quas as well, right? He also played a big Rumble top lane. That went great. Switches over to Lulu here to play Protect the Piglet, and he does just fine there. Down in CS, it doesn't matter. He's playing the game very well. Yeah, it doesn't matter what your CS is on Lulu. As long as you have a death cap, you're 100% the full champion. And Quas playing a different style. Team Liquid, of course, as well. They're playing a different style. It's still a team fight comp, but a very different version of that. And they're doing very well. Again, talking about who shows up on game day. All of Team Liquid shows up on game day. Finally, Team Liquid, your team is here. Oh my God, they're playing well. And I mean, those guys can all be super happy. Well, Ember, I mean, fourth place is still, they have to win this to get fourth place. That jinx never going to be broken.
All right, so I want to touch on two things. The first being exactly the sentiment that you're emoting here, Freak, which is, where has this Team Liquid been all season? And what changed, right? I mean, like, I want to know the answer. What changed here that all of a sudden, it's not just a performance thing, right? They are coming in with a very clear idea here. And one thing I can say about this game is they made one of the adjustments we said, which was putting themselves in a position to take a lead, as opposed to being handed it.
Yeah, I think they played very remarkably well, despite having a team full of supports, right? Like, who has gank assistance on a team full of Lulu, Nunu, Corki, Kog'Maw, and Janna? Literally no one. And then they still managed to make the plays, right? Top lane turrets go down. Okay, well, Lulu Nunu will chase you down the lane. How about that? Okay, sure, that'll work. Yeah, go for it, Team Liquid. Like, this is starting to work, and they're setting up for dragons, setting up for objectives, and they're getting these team fights, and the Ludens Corki pokes going, the Kog'Maw triple shield plus Blood Boil's working. Like, all right, like, Team Liquid are finding ways to play more or less aggressively, right? Pushing the pressure with their composition. And it's good to see them do this.
Yeah, and I think Dominate did a really good job of stepping up this game. He got the Sightstone very early on, and then immediately went into their jungle and took the blue buff away from Link. So there's even more pressure on that mid laner. The Sightstone gave him the wards, but this is what I really like about it, is talked about how Dom's an emotional player, and you can see how happy he was afterwards to win that game. He's kind of snowbally in his attitude, right? He's going to win you these games. He's going to make aggressive plays like that if he's in the right mindset. And I like that the fact that he's not gaming himself, being like, man, this game is so important. I should not go for these aggressive moves.
Right.
He covers his ass and he wards up, and then he's able to make those moves 100% risk averse. Like, he's just like, oh, that's not actually a risk. So let's take it.
It's a guaranteed fight. Let's take it.
I absolutely love that. And then walking up, and it looked like he was trying to get caught there at the end of the game. Like, to start the fights. It sounds really strange, but he was just face-checking stuff intentionally, not knowing where they are, because he's just so tanky, and fighting them in a choke where they can't really get to that back line and layer their AoEs is a little advantageous to them in those corridors.
Yep.
All right, all this being said, though, we did see examples of how CLG can win those team fights if they just step up individually ever so slightly. That game could have gone the other direction.
There's so many little things I could point out. Missing skill shots. One thing I actually really want to keep harping on is I don't like Doublelift's style of playing champions. He's a very good player, but he just keeps forsaking critical strike. It just seems like that's how he plays as a player. He just doesn't like crit. But like, if he gets a Phantom Dancer, his team can finally kill this Nunu, right? Like, it's an AoE mage top lane, AoE mage mid lane. Those aren't going to get through that big tank in the front line. Phantom Dancer Lucian, or even Static Shift Lucian, can actually get a Blade of the Ruin King third. You can actually go do those kinds of things. Actually, similarly for Link, Forsaked, whatever that past tense is. Void Staff, he started going on Zhonya's, realized too late. Like, so many fights had people incredibly low, where you get a slightly higher damage, slightly greedier build from CLG, and those champions actually die. And a couple of things going that way, and that game also opens up.
All right, well, Team Liquid are just one game away from securing a semifinal spot, and we'll see if they can get it done in Game 3 against CLG, who hopefully will be making some adjustments to keep that series moving. Stay with us.
Alright, I want you guys to forget about last game. It's reset, it's 0-0. All I want to know is how's Lulu doing to Vlad?
CLG takes to a full three-man dive on the Piglet Special. The Monsoon goes off, and Smithy is diving right back in head first.
Corky's coming, That's okay, that's okay. Corky's coming, guys, okay? He's right here. I'm ulting. Corky's there.
And it looks like they just create a wall that can take down Counter Logic Gaming. Your Link finally flashes in, but is it enough?
I can ult you.
Double it, double it!
I'm ulting. Hey, double with the boy.
Oh.
Now across the wall, still doing damage as Phoenix. Piglet